Let us begin with the prayer.
This one request, please turn off your cell phone, take it out, and please turn it off, put it on vibration so that it doesn't come on. Thank you.
We'll begin with the prayer. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Friends, hearty welcome and a very good morning to you all. And yes, we will start with the topic, directly enter into the topic. This is about meditation. But it is not a meditation that we do or generally know about. So I would request your undivided attention to the way I would be walking through this, to be with me. That means that when I would be dealing with the ideas, please try to follow that. If you need, you can close your eyes and follow, but do not try to form questions together with those ideas. You may have questions at the end, but let the topic be finished, and then if you see that your questions are already solved, then it is fine. So, please follow it with undivided attention without forming questions with each step of it. Be careful about that. Another thing is that generally the teachers of non-dual Vedanta would expect us to leave our baggage outside and then to come in, you as you. So that would be the best way to experience this idea. And as I have said or announced, that this topic is the art of seamless meditation. So this is a process. It is not that a theory, but this is a process which will continue in and through our talk, a practice. So let me first summarize the idea of meditation. Generally speaking, the tradition of dualistic meditation is formed under mainly two different categories. The dualistic category, that we have learnt it from our tradition, that there is a God, and we have to believe in that God. And we have to think of that God as an object of my meditation. That's what we have heard from our tradition, and in a sense we have been doing that regularly. And the second tradition is that there is belief, but at the same time there is a proof. The mystics, the saints, the sages, and also the incarnations of God, they have vouched for the efficacy of such meditations. So some of us follow that type of meditation. Here there is a kind of different type of belief which we would call faith. So one is a belief, another is a faith. all meditations belong to these two. But there is another kind of meditation which the non-dualists speak of, that you concentrate on your own self. Turn your gaze within, but not within on any object, but on yourself. So these are the three different types of or ways how we meditate. Now this is the first part of this topic. That the meditation I would be explaining would be still different from these three. So, please understand it clearly. Then what is the process of meditation? Most of us, or maybe all of us, do meditate. We meditate with a mantra and with an object which we call as our Ishta. Ishta means the chosen ideal. The ideal which I like the most, which appeals to me intellectually and mentally the most. Mentally means I like some figure of God or like some symbol, but then I meditate on that. Intellectually means I appreciate the ideal behind that figure or that symbol. Then I meditate on that. Or it may be that we like and intellectually appreciate same thing, the object of our meditation, then it is more helpful. So we have an object on which we meditate. And that object might have been chosen by me because I like it, and also might have been chosen because the ideal behind that object appeals to me. So I meditate on that. I think up to this it is clear. Then, when do I meditate? As the teachers have instructed, following that, I meditate. I fix the time. I fix the frequencies. So when do I meditate? Because I fix these frequencies and time because there is a teacher, a guide who has guided me this way. An object, teacher, and then there is time for meditation. Then, can I meditate everywhere? In my office, when I am driving? That could be a dangerous proposition. So, where can I meditate? That too has been instructed. We can meditate in our own rooms, houses, when we are not driving, we are not walking, we are not busy with anything in this world. We want to be with our own self. Then we meditate. That too has been instructed by a teacher. And nowadays it has become a big problem for the meditators because a lot of material about spiritual life is available free online. And you have easy access to meditation, meditations. So, there is ample opportunity that you can easily confuse yourself. So generously, these different ideas are being supplied free to us, that there is great chance for us to get confused. I heard two of our medical practitioner friends. One is a lady, German lady, and another is a heart specialist. The German lady is a gynecologist and the heart specialist. They said, Swamiji, it is now very difficult to treat patients. Why? Because when they come to us, they have already treated a part of their disease. They have already treated themselves. They have got Google Guru, and that Guru can become a doctor also at times. And that Guru has said, you do this, you do that, you do that. So when the patients come to us, first thing is that before we could speak, the patient starts instructing us what way we should treat the patient. The problem is that to deconstruct the ideas in the mind of that patient is really, really difficult because we are not psychologists or psychiatrists. So whatever medicine or whatever course of treatment we would suggest, that may not be very much appreciated by the patient. Now the problem is, our diseases are psychosomatic. Treatment will be very helpful if the mind helps cheerfully. That has been proved by science time and again. But here, our treatment, our medicine has to work without the support from the patient itself. So, there is ample opportunity to confuse ourselves. Why? Because we volunteer ourselves to be confused. Volunteers ourselves. We just open the guidebook there and Google Guru answers. We offer ourselves to be cheated. We offer ourselves to be confused. So, the meditation that we learn and we continue to do, there is ample opportunity that we lose our interest and our faith in those. And then when we meditate, what do we do? That is another question. What we do? We keep quiet. We try to repeat the mantra. We try to visualize the object in our mind. And we try to see that our minds are not distracted. So this is the whole process that we do there. But in that process we see that most of the time the mind is not with us. Even if we are counting, even if we are observing the object of meditation, image of God or a symbol, but mind is not with us. Swami Vivekananda gives an example that somebody is reading a book and this person is able to hear someone nearby is talking or criticizing, talking about him or criticizing him, not using good words. That also this person is hearing. Then you'll see that this person is really reading because he knows how to read, turning the pages. But you ask him, what he has read. He himself does not know what he has read, but he has read. Actually, he has read, but it did not register in the mind. So he has to go back, read it again, because though the eyes were reading, but the ears were open to other side. And the mind was connected with the ear, not with the eyes. So you see, the mind has to be with you, with the object when you are meditating, with the mantra when you are repeating it. This is in short, the whole system of our meditation following the first two process. One is the process of tradition, another is the process of as directed by the great teachers. But we do meditate with our mind and we ourselves perform that meditation. Now, let me begin with the introduction of the seamless meditation. We have known this. I will juxtapose this idea, what I am going to discuss now, with this idea, what I have already discussed. Then you see the difference. The non-dual Vedanta says that this observable universe is an appearance to you. Now, whether the universe is there before I came or the universe appears to me as I came, these are questions. But we will reduce the whole universe into one thing. That is the best way to do, as the teachers of Vedanta have shown. They said that this whole universe is not only appearing but being experienced. Experienced by whom? By me. If I am talking about myself, this whole universe, what I can experience is experienced by me. Then reduce the scope of this whole universe. It is too big to think of, too big even to understand. There are so many things which I experience, and there are billion times more things that I do not experience. But that too part of the universe. So let us reduce the scope of this universe to my experience with my own sense organs. And the sense organs are part and parcel of my own body. So this idea we reduce to the body consciousness. Body consciousness. Body and consciousness. The meditator is nothing but body with a consciousness. And the body is nothing but the gross body, the subtle body which is the mind. So body is the mind and the body, gross body. And there is a consciousness. That together is called body consciousness. Now, this body, including the mind, it is appearing to me because I say this is the body which I experience. I am experiencing my body, but when I am meditating in the earlier system, what am I doing? I am not experiencing the body. I am not experiencing the mind. I am moving around and outside. So the teacher said, come back to yourself. The whole universe through your body is appearing to you, to you. And it says that this whole universe, including your body, being experienced through your body, is in you. It is in you. It is appearing to you, that is why it is different from you. It is an object appearing to you. That is why it is different from you. You are the consciousness. And now, going a bit into the details, it says that it is in you. The meditator is saying, the whole system of meditation is in me. It is in me. It appears to me as a different object. It is in me means what? It is part of me. Then this universe has got two parts. One part is observable, I can observe. Another part is not observable. Even in this room, what I can see may not be the totality of the material which it contains. Someone asked, Swamiji, you said that when we know ourselves, we know all. So how much of me do you know? You can see me front side, my face and body, but still you don't know what is there behind me, what is in me. So how do you know me? That is the question. So even if I can observe the universe, how much of the universe I observe? There is a boundary between the known and the unknown. I know some part of the universe, that is my knowledge. And I don't know some part of the universe, that too is my knowledge. That means the known universe and the unknown universe both are in me. There is a problem. When you say that, there is really a difficulty. I am conscious, as I said earlier, in earlier classes. I will not use the word knowledge, but I would use the word awareness. I don't know me, I am aware about me. So now, in my awareness, there is something which I do not know. How is it possible? It is in me, means in my awareness, there is something which I know, fine, because I am aware of it. But there is something which I am not aware of. So in me is a very difficult situation to understand. In my awareness, there is something which I do not know. But what do I know? That I am the awareness. We will come back to this towards the end of this. But this is really something which is very difficult to understand. But this is the crux of this problem. This is the crux of this problem. And this is the main object of this seamless meditation. There is a boundary between my awareness and not knowing. It has a boundary. It is not seamless. What to do about it? And then there are things which are changing. There are things which are not changing. Changeable and unchangeable realities. changeable and unchangeable reality. Now, which part of this awareness and the knowing and not knowing, which part of it is changing and which part is not changing? That should be an experience of this awareness. Because if changefulness is not known, it is not changing. Who knows that it is changing? If the person himself is changing, then who knows it is changing? So something will be there which is not changing, unchanging. So whatever I said I am aware of, and whatever I said that it is in me, so there must be something which is changeful and which is not changing. Which is that which is changing and what is not changing? These are a few very, very serious questions the Upanishads, the Vedantic scriptures would ask. Because we want to put all these ideas into a form of meditation. We are talking about meditation, not differentiation or discernment, not viveka, not vairagya. All are included in this, but we are talking about meditating. And that meditation should be borderless. Should be borderless. What is borderless? In my awareness, when I am experiencing something changing, something unknown, then what is that awareness? This question has to be asked and answered, and that is the idea of meditation. I would go directly into one very important idea Shankaracharya has discussed in the very introductory essay of the Brahma Sutras, the foundational scripture of non-dual Vedanta. Upanishads are much more foundational, but without the Brahma Sutras, the formal logic, they won't appeal to the rational mind. And we are not talking about the belief or the faith system. We are talking about a meditation which is rational, which should not have a boundary, borderless, seamless meditation. Now see, that which changes should be limited. If it is unlimited, then how do you know that it is changing? That which is changing should be limited. Now see, I experience this microphone. It is limited, it is changeful. When I experience everything means I have to define what that thing is. It has a name, it has a form. It is limited, it is changeful. But when I am thinking of myself, has it a border? Does it have a border? I am thinking of myself. How can I limit myself? I have to experience myself standing out of myself. You cannot objectify yourself. It is never an object to yourself. That is absurdity, according to logic. You cannot experience yourself as something limited. Then you have to stand out of yourself, which is just illogical. There is no border in you. But then what about this borderless meditation? Let us go to Shankaracharya. He says that Yusmat Asmat Pratyayagocharayoho, I will translate it. Yusmat Asmat Pratyayagocharayoho Vishaya Vishayinoho Tama Prakashavad Viruddha Swabhavayoho Itaretara Bhava Anupatto Siddhayam Tad Dharmanam Apicha Itaretara Adhyasa. It says Tad Dharmanam Apicha Itaretara Bhava. That is not possible. What he is saying, that me, myself, I and you, these are two things which we can see. That I experience this word, you and I, Yusmat and Asmat. That is my experience, that you are different from me. Vishaya and Vishayino. I am the subject, you are the object. You means everything apart from me. See, the volume of the subject is so big. I become so tiny. So, but I become the experiencer of everything. So therefore, I am the director in this. I direct everything. I experience. So Yusmat, you and I, these two experiences, these two are whose experience? Whose experience? My experience. You are in me. My object is in me. Therefore, they cannot meet together. If you are different from me and I am different from you, then subject-object relation in the field of infinite consciousness or awareness, not possible. Because subject is always different from the object, and the object is an appearance in the mind or awareness of the subject. So what way they can be compared? Like light and darkness. Light and darkness, viruddha svabhavayo, they have got eternal contradiction. You cannot investigate darkness with the help of light. Because at no point darkness will be available to be investigated by light. Sri Ramakrishna says, a room which is dark for 1,000 years, so the darkness must have become so thick, it is more than a stone. Is it like that? So Sri Ramakrishna says, you switch on a light, immediately the darkness of 1,000 years disappears, because they are contradictory. Contradictory. Therefore, it disappears. So it says, it is not possible, but it is happening. This Vishaya, this which is outside me, is my experience. I close the eyes, I don't see you. What I see, that is in my mind. It is all in me, in my mind, in me. So therefore, it is not possible. Then how is it possible that I can see this? Then he calls it adhyasa, superimposition or projection. Projection. Superimposition, I superimpose this idea that you are different from me, but you are in me. Then what is the truth about it? There is no two. There is no two. And when you say there is no two, tasmat, tatra, therefore there, kena kam pashyet, who will experience whom? Kena kam vijaniyat, who would be aware of whom? So, actually speaking, there is no two. Therefore, the idea that I am the subject and everything appearing to me or in me, still they are different. That is wrong. You cannot account for this differentiation. And if it goes eternally, parallelly together with the infinite awareness or consciousness, then this also will become infinity. It is not possible to allow two infinities together. Then they both will, Swami Vivekananda said, if there are two infinities, then one will limit the other. A is not B, B is not A, therefore they are limited. Now you see, it is the one thing appearing as two different things. One is the subject, another is the object. Tasmat kena kam pashyet, kena kam vijaniyat. Therefore, who will know whom? And in that state, who will be aware of whom? Now, I think you will be able to guess to what this logic is leading. And this is the experience which have been, I just summarized. It would take long time to explain in further details. But I just summarize to break the boundary that separates the continuous flow of meditation. Yatra yatra manaspure tatra tatra samadhaya. Samadhi, meditation, can be available wherever you think you are. It is not inside your closet, it is not in the room, not in any temple. So what is happening? That when you see the meditator as different from the process of meditation, deconstruct the whole idea of the process of meditation. There is a meditator. Forget about that. There is a teacher. Forget about that. Deconstruct. These all are happening in the sphere of your experience, and you are experiencing something which is different from you. Which is different from you all through your meditation. Look at the system I explained in the beginning. These are all broken down. No time. In the self, in infinity, there is no time. In infinite awareness, there is no time. When to meditate? There is no space. Where to meditate? Forget about that. Forget about was an instructor. Who will instruct whom? Who will instruct whom? Because there is a story. When a teacher wanted to teach non-dual Vedanta to the student, the teacher asked for the fees first. Give me the fees first. Why? Because after I teach you non-dual subject, there would be no difference between the teacher and the taught. So then you fellow will not pay me. So just pay now. So forget about the teacher. All those things which traditions in different ways taught us, they have to be deconstructed. Just try to do that, and at the end you will see there is no object of meditation, no time for meditation, no space for meditation, there is no teacher for meditation. But one is there. You are the meditator. Where? In your body? No. In your mind? No. Forget about that you are a body. Forget that you are a mind. What is there? I am the infinite awareness. And there is no question of I knowing something, some part of this object, and not knowing some part of this object. No question of that. Everything is appearing in me as adhyasa, superimposition. Those are not me. I am the substratum of all whatever is or appearing to be there. That awareness, the awareness of the meditator himself, breaks all barrier of meditation. So the meditator is there everywhere. Wherever you are there, you can meditate that you are the awareness. Just awareness. There is no question of any rigid rules. There is no question of following any kind of instruction. Everything appears to be having meaning. But when you know for whom that has meaning, you see there is nothing. You are the meditator, you did not know yourself. If you did not know yourself, what are you doing? What your meditation is bringing to you? We became Homo sapiens from that day when we asked an intelligent question about ourselves. Homo sapien, wise man. What was that intelligent question? Who am I? And when I know I am non-different from the reality which is always aware, it does not need an object to be there to be aware of itself. I do not need to have an object outside me to be aware of myself. That is the awareness which is uncaused and which has no cause to be connected with something else. It's uncaused. It is always there. And this meditation is so powerful, you don't ask anyone where to meditate. Can I meditate in the office? So this awareness is the subject matter of the seamless meditation. We would be practicing all what our teachers have said, instructed. But in and through that, we'd be trying every moment, who is the meditator? Is this mind the meditator? Is this body the meditator? Then you will see, no, they are appearances. They can never be the meditator. Then you see that the meditation becomes seamless. That becomes unceasing. There is this great book, The Way of a Pilgrim. This young man in Russia somewhere, belonging to the Orthodox Christianity in Russia, nobody knows his name. He left the diary where he wrote his journey all through the Siberian area. So he has written there that in the church he heard this sermon, that pray unceasingly, pray without break. And then he did not know how to make the prayer unceasing. So he went from places to places and trying to meditate here, there, everywhere. but the prayer did not become unceasing. When he is engaged in something, he is engaged in that thing, not in prayer. So how to make the prayer unceasing? What a vivid description at one place. He said, suddenly that day I saw that my prayer jumped out of my tongue into my mind. Then from that day it became unceasing. It became unceasing. There is a glitch here. We will come to that. Holy Mother has said that she used to do 100,000 japas. And if you try to do that, you have to spend several days to do 100,000 japas. But if you think of prayer or japa becoming ajapa, going into the mind, then it becomes unceasing. Countless. Holy Mother said that more than 100,000. That means still more. How many people were there? Thousands. Nobody has counted. Means more than 1,000. So it becomes unceasing. But he said that the prayer jumped out from his tongue into the mind. The glitch is that it was experienced by him. All through the journey, it was he only, that consciousness, awareness, meditating, doing japa. In that only, he was after it. So it was unceasing from the beginning, not just here. Unceasing. This effort to find ourselves in every action of ours is a meditation. Yatra yatra manasphure, wherever you become aware, tatra tatra samadhaya, there you are in meditation. You are meditation. Then it becomes seamless. And if we try to practice this, you will see Sukhi Bhava. The scriptures say, it is not that you will lose anything, you will be the happiest. You will be the happiest because everything, whatever crowds, clouds on you have no meaning now. You are happy in spite of all these sufferings, appearances. You should be happy. That is why be Sukhi Bhava, the scriptures say. Be happy that you have found yourself. That is the idea in short of this seamless meditation. Thank you. If you have any question, I'd be happy to help you.
When a child develops exam, when a child grows, the brain develops gradually and all the senses appear also. And even in meditation, there is many changes in the brain activity. How to allow link brain with mind and some body parts also? Okay? It is mind, matter-mind interaction, maybe. How do you align those?
It is a very, very big question. But to make it short, up till now there is no proof that the mind is the brain. There is no proof. The mind is beyond the scope of the brain. And consciousness is still further beyond the scope of the mind. The question is, what is the point where they two meet? As I said, that light and darkness, where is the point at the border of light and darkness? Is there any twilight? No, they constantly eliminate each other. So the idea is here, so far, according to non-dual Vedanta, it appears to be working on each other. It appears to be. They gave the traditional example of a rope appearing to be a snake. Now, it is very critical question and also very lot of analysis is needed to understand, but very easily we can show. But I am warning you, it is not the exact example. You can give the example of something which is not here. So it is not exactly like that. But I am trying to explain things here the way you asked the question. That the snake is appearing as, no, the rope is appearing as the snake. Where is the line of demarcation between the snake and the rope? The rope is the snake is the rope. But it is not true. The snake is, but there are two. There are two. Rope is always there and snake is also there for you. But rope is there for everyone. But snake is there for you because you are seeing the snake. So they don't interact actually. But still, without the rope, there you cannot see the snake. Without the rope. So therefore, it is the other way around. Without the brain, we cannot experience the mind. No. Without the consciousness, you cannot experience the mind. And without the mind having consciousness behind it, the brain cannot work. Cannot work. So there is a science, newly it is becoming more and more popular, that is called epigenetics. You know, neural plasticity, our body's efficiency, the brain's efficiency to create new wirings, new channels inside the grey matter. Swami Vivekananda has explained this in the Yoga Sutras. Maybe 5-6 years before, Charles Sherrington has put this in scientific language, that the mind and body, they are constantly working on each other. And body and brain, they are constantly working each other. There is a bi-directional highway. Massive bi-directional highway. That is how our habits are formed and reformed. When our body is working in a way which is needed, instructed by the teachers, we have to work this way, then the mind, the brain adapts to that activity, creates a channel about this, then a habit is formed. So similar way, when the mind acts on the brain and then the body reacts, I will give you an example. In a very stressful situation, the mind is under stress, but the brain knows the mind is more important than the body. Therefore, the brain reduces blood supply to some parts of the body like the shoulders, lower back, etc., etc., so that you get engaged with the pains in the body. You divert your attention from the mind. The mind is relieved because of that, relieved from the stress. So mind also acts on the brain and then the brain acts on the body. So at what point they actually have a border between them, this is very difficult to explain. So, and according to this meditation process, as I said, there is no border actually. The same appearing as the universe, but it is like a play. It is not the real thing. Like that, yes.
can ask another question.
Yeah.
Sometimes you say that he is a good person. It is about the body person. Your analysis is very interesting. That sometimes we say that this person is very good-hearted. It is a body part also. How this feeling coming to the heart from the mind, or it is coming from the brain activity?
This is the same way actually.
Same
as
way?
I said, it's the same way. There
No,
is
no.
And by the way, what I explained, that is not my idea. It is the idea of the scientists. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
You mentioned that you mentioned about infinities. And my question is, in Vedanta, does it imply that there is only one infinity?
Yes. That is there. Vedanta actually, I have to explain it. Vedanta does not mean that non-dual Vedanta only. Vedanta includes dual Vedantas also. So the Upanishads not only talk of non-dual ideal, but it talks of dual ideals also. But dual ideals are validated as long as it does not contradict or violate the principle that one day this person who is following the dual principles can also experience non-duality. So that is why the other schools of Hindu philosophy like Sankhya, they are dualists. Sankhya talks about two. One is the experiencer Purusha and another experienced Prakriti. Non-dual Vedanta, that like a popping stone on these two and says that this is one conscious reality. You may call it Purusha and Prakriti, divide it any way you want, but this is one. So non-dual Vedanta only talks of one infinity, but dual Vedanta, they talk about two. They do not use the word infinity, two eternally existing principles, Purusha and Prakriti. So the logic also fails here to appreciate this idea that there should be two eternally existing realities. Then logic cannot substantiate this with the idea that one reality, because then this contradicts each other. So they become limited. So that is why one infinity, that idea, or one consciousness, one awareness, that idea belongs to non-dual philosophy. But Vedanta as such, Vedanta is a big umbrella word which includes non-dual Vedanta also. So, thank you very much. Then we will have the Arati.